Hey y'all, in for H&H here. Gonna unbox something. I've already cut it. Okay, save a little time. It's from Heil. Let's see, what is this? The Heil FS-3 foot switch. So why did I order that? Well, if you've been watching my channel for a while, I know there were at least a couple of videos where I mentioned that I use a Heil FS-2 foot switch. And the reason I use that is, of course, hands-free operation, and I'll show it to you in just a moment here. But also, too, the FS2 has two cables, one to key the transmitter and the other one to key an amplifier. It has an RCA plug on it. And there's some timing physically accomplished, by the way, in the design of the FS2, such that it will transmit the amplifier just before it transmits the radio, and then it'll reverse that when you unkey. So that timing is important. Got an amplifier now that doesn't require that RCA connection. Now, let me be clear for those of you who may be new. Older radios had, and even some of the modern ones have, an RCA jack on the back. And then the tube type amplifiers of old also have an RCA jack on the back. And it's usually marked something like PTT, push to talk. What it really needs is what's called a transmit ground. And the radio can provide that through a relay in the back of the radio. And many times you'd either have to stick a small pointy, like, I don't know, a screwdriver into a little hole and flip a switch to turn that relay on, or in some of the other radios, the more modern approach was you go into the menu and you can turn on or off that relay. And the reason you'd want to be able to do that is relays have a limited lifespan, and there's no reason to have it clicking back there if you're not even using that transmit ground plug on the back of your radio. So I ran into a situation with my FT920 years ago where a relay went out in it. Now, it was a relay in the tuner section, but I could not get that relay. Yaesu didn't have it in. I found one. I think it was France. I found one of those relays. Well, the thing I noticed reading the schematic was that the same exact relay was used all through that radio. And I was using the relay to trigger my AL-80B amplifier for transmit. And there in the schematic, I discovered, wow, even that relay is this one that I've only found one of around the world. So I ordered that one and I fixed my tuner section. And really it was just used to toggle between the internal antenna tuning for 6 meters or the rest of HF. The FT920 actually has an internal wide range antenna tuner, which is kind of cool. You don't get that on modern radios. Well, so I thought, I need to figure out something different for transmitting my tube type amplifier, or back then just my amplifier, so that I don't wear out that relay, because I won't be able to get another one, it seems. So that's when I looked into the Heil foot switch, and the FS2 has well, mine's red. I don't know if they still make them that way, but it's a red cable comes off with an RCA plug on the end, and that simply plugs into the PTT on the back of the amp, and you can turn off the keying relay in the radio itself, the one for transmit ground. And then the other cable from the FS2 simply transmits the radio. So there you go. Why did I order this? Well, there's nothing wrong with my FS2 other than the fact that it's got a lot of age on it. And I discovered recently that Heil has discontinued that foot switch. So I thought, well, I found one, but do I really need another one? This one does work. Worst case scenario, I guess the micro switches wear out and I just have to order some micro switches. Hopefully I could find those. But I'm not even using the red cable anymore, and I'm about to show you why. So I thought, okay, I know what I'll do. I'll just take the Heil FS2 out of line and put it in storage, save it for when I would need it. And I'll order the FS3, which is just a simple push-to-talk cable coming off of it. So let's open the box and take a look. Looks like Heil gives us a nice commercial sticker. I guess they want us to give them some free advertising. Well, I'm giving them free advertising here, aren't I? So there's the switch. All right, and here is the cable. All right, so I'm going to move the camera, so bear with me a moment and I'll show you some more about this. Okay, so there is the FS-2, and if you look real close, you'll see a black wire and a red wire coming off of it. The red is for push to talk, the black is to key the radio. And, well, don't look at that rat's nest of cable back there. But anyway, that works its way up to, I'll show you, right here. And this is the black cable coming from that plugs into my adapter cable that is simply connecting my PR-781 to the AC radio. Now, this cable you buy from Heil. And so it's already got, you know, the wiring set up for the PR-781, which is an XLR on that end. And then the 8-pin here for the AC radio. And then it's got this little jumper coming off that receives that push-to-talk just like this one. So this is going to plug in where that goes. Now, where's the red wire? I'm glad you asked. Here it is. Wow, what a mess back there, but let me show you. There it is right there. I'm not using it right now because I'm using the Elecraft KPA-1500. There's the AL-80B on the bottom. The AL-80B would need that connection. The Elecraft does not, because I have the Elecraft control cable that plugs into the back of the FT-DX5000MP. And for that matter, I also have the FT DX10 control cable from Elecraft, so, and they are different, but I have one for either radio. When I switch, I just have to unplug this D sub right here. That one's going to the FT DX5000. There's another one somewhere down here, got it tucked away, there it is. This one comes from the FT DX10. So depending upon which radio I'm operating, and to be honest with you anymore, I mostly use the 5000 for sideband and CW and FM, AM. I typically use the FT-DX10 mostly for FT8 but CW as well. It will, as you've seen in some of my past videos, the FT-DX10 will hang tough with the 5000 on CW. I mean, it's just, there's just hardly any difference really. So, I don't tend to really run the amp with the FT-DX10 because CW and FT8, you really don't need a lot of power. I run typically 25 to 50 watts for FT8. So this cable is really just not needed right now. Now, I will say, oh, and it's over here, conveniently located. I'll grab it. When I'm using the QRM eliminator, this little box here you've seen, okay, so it needs a push-to-talk signal. See the top right PTT? I'll use that cable for that, again, so I don't have to use a relay from the radio. And, or for that matter, see the FT-DX10 doesn't have a relay. It is all solid state. So you have to get a cable specially wired to just do the PTT and plug it into the QRM eliminator. So basically right now this is unused. So what's going to happen is I'm going to just take the FS-2 out of line and replace it with this FS-3, and that way I can save my FS-2 for, okay, for example, if I have to go back to using the AL-80B for some reason, perhaps if I have to send the Elecraft back for a repair or, whatever, or an upgrade, I guess. But so far that thing's been just rock solid since the one and only time it did go back. It was within a month or two after I bought it, and they gave it all kind of upgrades, and it's not given me any more trouble since. But there's the AL-80B sitting there just as a backup, and if I ever need to use it again, I'll pull out the FS-2. All right, bear with me a moment, and I'm going to go ahead and hook up this FS-3, and then I'll let you see it work. Okay, I'm back, and there's the FS-3 connected and sitting here on my little mat. So I seriously have not tried it yet. So we're about to find out. Let me put the FT-DX5000 into a dummy load. let's see. There we go. Transmitted. Hello, 1 2 1 2. All right, yeah. Feels good too. Nice to operate it with my socks on. So there you go. I'll save my FS-2 now for future use, not wear it out unnecessarily. There's no reason in having two switches switching all the time when I'm really only needing one. So thanks for watching the video. And if you would, please thank a Patreon. If you're not a member of the Patreon support team, you wouldn't be watching this video without them. So if you don't mind, post a comment if you found the video helpful. Post a comment and thank a Patreon team member. Thanks so much. Okay, I hope you found the video helpful and informative. Thank you to the Patreon support team who bring you these videos. If you're watching a video now, it's because of what I call the long haulers. They've joined through the Patreon program and supported this channel for a year and two and even more. Those long haulers are what, you know, funds the channel enough that I can keep these videos coming. So, you know, I appreciate any level you can help, though. There are 3 levels of support. You can find one that's comfortable for you if you like this type of content and want to see it continue. You can vote, as they say, vote with your wallet to help offset the cost of doing this. To join that team, go to www.patreon.com/N4HNH. That's patreon.com/N4HNH. And if you would, give the video a thumbs up, a like. That helps us out with YouTube's search algorithm and costs you nothing, and you're actually helping the channel by doing that. And also consider subscribing to the channel. That helps as well. If you do subscribe, be sure to click the notification bell so you'll be notified each time I upload a new video, usually 2 a week, occasionally a third. And also, finally, if you would, please share the link to this video on social media, text message, email, or phone a friend. Hey, thanks again for watching, and 73 from N4HNH.